What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to some more Littleroot laddering. We're carrying on playing some more Obstagoon Tyranitar shenanigans. If you haven't checked out the last couple episodes, make sure you go and do that. We do a in-depth breakdown of the team and everything else on the last couple, so go and check those out. And let's just jump in today and see what we can do. See how much more fun we can have with this team and our time with it. So I've really genuinely enjoyed our time. It's been so fun, and we've had good games with it every day. So let's just carry on today, see what we can do, and let's get some decent music. Okay, I guess we're doing generic trainer music. Sure, whatever. I don't care. All the music in this game is great. So we got pretty typical Sunroom stuff here with P2, Torkoal, Venusaur. And then we have, of course, Zapdos, Regirock, and Grimmsnarl to back it all up. If I was a betting man, this is probably screens Grimmsnarl just to make their Regirock even bulkier. So punching through that thing might actually be problematic. That being said, I kind of like Obstagoon. I like Dracovish. I like Tyranitar to be able to deal with their weather. And then the question is how do we round it out? And I'm kind of leaning towards Thundurus. Togekiss I don't think lines up particularly well against, like, Venusaur. Like, because we don't have Air Slash, it doesn't line up particularly well against Venusaur. We don't really take hits well from Zapdos or Regirock. So I think Togekiss is going to stay home. And I think the fear of exactly Eruption, Heat Wave, and Weather Ball, and they have a ton of different attacks that can deal with Kartana efficiently. So I think that's out of the question too. So I think this is just going to be Dracovish and Tyranitar Thundurus in the back. So what we can do, depending on what their lead is if they lead Torkoal, we can of course switch out Obstagoon into Tyranitar to get rid of their weather and manipulate our speed that way. On top of that, we can also, like, if that's their play, if they lead Venusaur Torkoal, we can then set up a substitute and annoy our opponent to no end. But it is going to be Zapdos Grimmsnarl up front here. What do we like? How do we deal with this? I kind of like Snarl, and I kind of want to substitute. Also could just protect to see what our opponent does here. I can see a fake out plus Airstream into this slot to try to deal with Dracovish before it gets to do its thing. So I like this. No max from our opponent, so we're going to get our protect off. They're going to just go for reflect. I'm pretty okay with this so far. There's our Snarl. We connect on the Zapdos. That's the important thing. And what does Zapdos go for here? It's going to be a Thunderbolt into Obstagoon, who unfortunately does not take that well. Well, once they crit, that'll kind of do it too. So we'll go for another Snarl here. I think it's safe to set up a substitute here. We connect the Snarl again. So now their Zapdos is at -2. Granted, Grimmsnarl is 2, but we don't really care about that one. It is going to be a Thunderbolt to take out the Obstagoon. And this is probably Spirit Break into my fish. Question is after sub, does our sub break? Probably. Yeah. Okay. I'm okay with this so far, I think. Like, Zapdos is at -2, so they probably don't want to stay in. We can bring in Thundurus here and start putting on a little bit of pressure. Like, we can go for an Electro Web, and then we can Psychic Fangs into the Zapdos to remove not only the Reflect, but also do pretty sizable amount of damage. And after the Electro Web, we definitely should outspeed. So they're going to withdraw the Zapdos, Gonna bring in P2. I'm pretty okay with this as well. Download boost is going to be special attack. That's unfortunate. Get that speed drop. I'm assuming this is going to be Spirit Break into my Thunderous. That's just going to be into Mr. Fish, who hangs on, luckily. Gonna get that special attack drop, but that really does not matter. I kind of like maxing here and going for a Dark Pulse, a Darkness into the P2, and then actually switching out Dracovish and going into Tyranitar. Gotta remember we have Volt Absorb on Thunderous. That's not something I have actually played with a lot. So being able to manipulate our opponent in a way to be able to get some recovery on Thunderous would be ideal. So no, like potentially no Venusaur, no Torkoal. No screens from our opponent. Interesting. I think showing them Psychic Fangs is just enough for them to say, yeah, we're not going to mess with that. Now, they set up Trick Room and trigger my policy on Tyranitar. I feel really good. Yeah, they're going to. T-Tar takes that like a champ. This could also just be Ice Beam into Thunderous. Show me Trick Room. Yeah, you did. Oh, yeah. That's fantastic for us. So, like, obviously they can recover with P2 now. Probably wanting to set up another Reflect if I was them. Yeah, we will Lightning the P2. And I think I'm just safe going for a Rock Slide here. If they're going to set up another Reflect, I'm pretty okay with that. They do recover with P2, but Lightning should be enough to take them out at -1, I'm sure. After a Rock Slide, if we connect it. Thank you. Crit the P2. You know, I did say crit... The double? well, that's extremely lucky. Thank you for Trick Room. Enjoy your stay. Man, that double crit. Holy cow. Fantastic. Could not have had that gone any better for us, to be 100% honest. Show me Torkoal as your last. Regirock. Okay. That is annoying, but honestly not the end of the world. Like, I can Lightning into Regirock and just go for a Rock Slide here. I don't want to trigger a potential policy on the Regirock, so that's why I'm just like... because obviously it's going to be their max target here. So, like, getting as much chip damage in on this as I can seems really good for us. But also, we need to be able to potentially stall out their Dynamax here if possible. Unfortunately, because the sand is up, the Regirock does have a +1 to special defense. And that is kind of annoying. Well, it's not a true +1, right? It's like 50% increase. I can't remember. It's 50 or 30 or... I don't know. They're going to protect Zapdos. I'm pretty okay with that. And it is going to just be Knuckles into my Tyranitar, which unfortunately we don't hold on. Yeah, this Regirock might just be able to snowball from here and take us out. especially since Trick Room is up and we have a very fast Dracovish in the vac. I mean, honestly, that lightning did pretty okay damage, all things considered. And there are goggles on Zapdos too. That's really good to note. Really, really good to note. So even like protecting with Dracovish here probably results in a KO. Could double protect this turn. We just go for Thunderbolt into Regirock. Try to get the para. And yeah, I'm going to Psychic Fangs into the Zapdos to try to get rid of their screens. It shouldn't matter. This should just be Rockfall into Thundurus. And then Thunderbolt into Dracovish picks up the KO. Yep, late game Regirock coming in clutch for our opponent. The double crit, unfortunately, was not enough for us. So, if we expect Regirock, what is our best answer? Like, I mean, honestly, we have a bunch of answers to it here with Dracovish, with Tyranitar being able to hit it super effectively. But I think if they get Trick Room up like they did, I honestly think this team struggles immensely against Trick Room. Like, the fact that we don't really have a solid Trick Room sweeper, like Tyranitar is fine, but it's not the best, especially when you're comparing it to stuff like Glastrier, like Torkoal, like Regirock here. Like, our opponent benefits from it way more than we do, so being able to actually deal with Trick Room seems really hard. And that is one thing I've just noticed about this team. I don't have a true solution to that. But it's alright, you know. That's what we play more than one game for a day. So, hopefully we can get to actually show off... dang it, I meant to change the music. It's fine. Get to show off some of the strengths of this team before we call it a day with this Clauncher. Clawitzer. I think it's the big one. I don't know. We'll find out. Kartana. This could be Weakness Policy Moltres next to Comfey. Of course, they have Landers and Raichu to round it out. I like Obstagoon. Does Obstagoon even do anything for us? I like Thundurus. Especially, I think because they have Clawitzer, they're incentivized to bring... Like, Clawitzer and Moltres incentivizes them to bring Raichu, which then means Thundurus can actually deal with it effectively in a way that they... like, if we play around it appropriately, we can be fine here. I like Thundurus up front. I think Togekiss. I really like Kartana as well. I think Obstagoon probably gets to stay home. Question is who's staying home with him. I think it might be Dracovish. So let's do Togekiss, let's do Kartana, let's do Tyranitar. I don't feel great about this. I honestly think we kind of struggle against, like, Intimidators. Obviously, we have Defiant Mons with Obstagoon here, but Obstagoon is not a true, like, powerhouse Pokemon. So, like, getting the Defiant boost isn't the best for us, especially since we have stuff like Icy Wind and what's it called? Snarl on it. So, like, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. So we're going to Darkness into this Raichu, and we're just going to protect this turn. Need to remove the Raichu before we get to do our thing. Luckily, we're immune to Nuzzle, and they can't Volt Switch off of Thundurus. So that's good. They could Volt Switch off of their Moltres to trigger Policy. And then go into... what? Like, Landorus seems pretty okay. Kartana seems pretty alright for them as well. This could also just be Fake Out plus Nasty Plot. And obviously we need to remove the Raichu before it becomes a... Like we need to remove the Raichu so that Thundurus can properly deal with the Moltres, because the Moltres could be a huge problem as they max it here. I think this is fine. So, like, we can Darkness this turn, Darkness next turn to get rid of the Raichu, and then a Dazzling Gleam is going to do a chunk to this Moltres. Fake Out into the Togekiss. Show me not Focus Sash. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. That's fine. There's Darkness into Thundy, who honestly takes that all right. All things considered, that takes it all right. Unfortunately, getting the special defense drop is not great when facing down Moltres. So yeah, we'll just Darkness into the Raichu again. And we will go for... kind of want to Follow Me here. Also kind of want to Dazzle. Let's go for the Follow Me this turn. I could see an Airstream coming out from our opponent. Man, this might be like the one time I wish we had Ally Switch on Togekiss. Because I could see a Volt Switch off of the Togekiss. And if we could just like Ally Switch and have that go into Thundurus instead, that would be great. So yeah, we're going to Follow Me here. Darkness is going to remove the Raichu. So now Thundurus can properly deal with his Moltres. Nice crit. The 1 damage crit. Real powerful stuff there, Thundurus. Good job, buddy. And it is just going to be a Darkness. Luckily, Togekiss resists this. And we actually take it pretty alright, all things considered. So now we are both at minus... everything on the field is at -2 special defense right now. So we could go for Helping Hand Lightning into the Moltres this turn. Which would do a sizable chunk. Yeah, they're going to get their Intimidate off. I don't really care about that, to be 100% honest. This could just be Rock Slide coming out from the Landorus, and that would be kind of annoying. Could also Dazzle. I think Helping Hand is probably better, though. If this doesn't KO, we're going to be in real bad shape. Please don't protect your Moltres. Good play. Good play. And Rock Slide is going to do a sizable chunk. Both actually hold on, though. Okay. Alright. So Thundurus is faster than Moltres. Neither of us got air boosts. Airstream boosts. So we could just go for a Thunderbolt here. Also Electroweb. Electroweb plus Helping Hand is... I mean, honestly, Electroweb doesn't do anything because Landorus is immune, so that doesn't really work out for us. Do they have any resist coming into this? They could switch to Kartana. I want to protect this turn. Alright, no switch out. Well, Thundurus gets the Thunderbolt off. Pick up the KO there. That's good. Rock Slide should take us out, pending that they actually hit. It's 90% accurate. There's a good chance. Thundurus, you are insane! Thundurus, you are a mad lad. And they do have Clawitzer as their last. They definitely protect that this turn, right? So we'll just Darkness, and we'll go for a Helping Hand. Or I guess it's Dark Pulse. Whatever, you all know what I'm talking about. I'm going to hit the attack into Landorus that can actually hit Landorus. They 100% protect Clawitzer this turn, right? They gotta. They're facing down a threat that's faster than them, and they have their answer to it on the field. They don't protect. Interesting. Yep. There's the Rock Slide to pick up the double KO. So now it's a 2v2, but honestly, I feel pretty okay about this. We have Kartana, we have Thunderous. We have Kartana, we have Tyranitar here in the back. Kartana needs to answer the Clawitzer. Wonder if they're like choice specs. Wonder what the item is on this Clawitzer. I mean, I'm just going to click Rock Slide, and I'm going to Leaf Blade into the Clawitzer. We know it's not like Scarf, because we outsped it. We know it's not Focus Sash, because that was on Raichu. Just trying to think what else it could be. It could honestly be Specs. I'm not sure. Specs Aura Sphere with Mega Launcher or whatever its ability would do a very sizable chunk. But we're not going to find out. We're not going to find out how much that would do. Nice crit. Probably did not need it, to be 100% honest. Clawitzer not known for its bulk. And we get the +1 onto Kartana, so that's great. There's a Rock Slide, no flinch. Alright, good job, Tyranitar. Tyranitar, I just praised you, buddy. What are you doing? Why you gotta do this to me? We'll go for Crunch. That's more accurate. And we'll go for another Leaf Blade. And that should be a GG from our opponent. I'm actually curious what all Clawitzer can do. 120 special attack. Pretty mediocre bulk with 71, 88, 89. Pretty terrible speed with 59. Just too fast for Trick Room, too slow for Tailwind. That's not entirely true. You get to 122, so in Tailwind you get to 244. That's not incredible. What if we go to Architects? I'm actually curious what all they could have on this thing. Let's see. VGC, here we go. They don't even have it listed. That's cool. But, alright, last game of the day. We got a Buzzwole! Alright, now we're talking. Now we're rocking and rolling. We got Gengar on our opponent's side. That's probably where their Focus Sash is. Dracovish. Man, got a bunch of mons you normally don't see. And then you got Grimmsnarl, P2, and Togekiss to round it out. Oh, what do we like? I really like Obstagoon, to be 100% honest with y'all. I like Obstagoon a lot here. I think I really like Kartana, too. Kartana kind of just goes ham here. Togekiss seems pretty okay. And Thunderous seems pretty alright. Just leave the Sand Duo at home. I think I like that. It's probably going to be a Dynamax cart game. Depends on what they do up front. If they lead P2, we can lock ourselves into knockoff and get rid of their Eviolite and then go for a Knuckle. And then we're locked into knockoff while getting attack boost from Kartana, and I'm pretty okay with that. Could also just Steel Spike into Grimmsnarl if they lead it. It really, I mean, there's 100 things we could do here. So let's see what our opponent does, and we'll go from there. I want to look at more Clawitzer stuff. Clawitzer. Assault Vest, Life Orb, Choice Specs are the three most common items. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Are they going to try to trap us? Opponent, you and I need to have a discussion here. See, here's the thing. I'm just going to snarl you. And then I don't really care what you do. And I'm going to Steel Spike your Togekiss. Kartana gonna go crazy. I love Kartana. It's so good. I love this little origami thing. I honestly, when I first saw it back in Sun and Moon, I'm just like, I honestly think most of the Ultra Beasts, when I first saw them, I'm just like, that's not a Pokemon. What are you doing? But the more I have played with them and against them, I'm just like, these are so cool. I love them. Icy Wind from the Gengar. Thanks for the Defiant boost. Unfortunately, we were locked into Snarl, but I'm pretty okay with that. I wonder if they thought that Togekiss would outspeed Kartana at -1 and they were going to go for like Flamethrower. And that should give us a attack boost, right? I can't remember. Yeah, it's attack boost. Sure, we're -1 speed, and there's P2. But like, I mean, I can just Snarl again. Sure, you got a special attack boost. And now you don't. I don't want to Knuckle because they could have Ally Switch. And that's really awkward. I'm just going to Airstream into the Gengar to remove it. Will-O-Wisp my Kartana. You are extremely rude, opponent. Hopefully after this turn it's not going to matter, though. Because that should be in Airstream range, right? Goodbye. So now we have a +2 Kartana. Granted, we are burnt. But I'm pretty okay with this. And we're also back to neutral on speed on both of our Mons. Yeah, they Trick Room. I don't really care. That's fine. What was their Trick Room sweeper? I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I don't remember what they have here. Oh yeah, it's Buzzwole. Sick. How do I answer a Buzzwole now? Oh, we have Togekiss. Cool. Cool. We have Togekiss Thundurus. Yeah, we're fine. Kartana's probably going to go down, and I'm kind of okay with that. I kind of want to preserve Obstagoon, though, so we'll go into Togekiss. I think there's a non-zero chance. I think there is a 0% chance they target down my Obstagoon this turn, and I'll go for the Airstream into Buzzwole to try to pick up a KO, but I have a feeling that a Knuckle from it is going to be enough to take out my Kartana. And then next turn we can Follow Me plus knock off into the P2. Unless this is Life Orb on the Buzzwole, and then we'll knock off into it. Oh, interesting. I mean, now I can just knock off into that and everything will be fine. Max guard your P2? And they hammer arm into my opponent. You know you could have killed my Dynamax threat, right? Like, there's a giant origami bird thing standing in front of you that you could have probably one-shot had you Dynamaxed. And instead, now it's at +3 attack? I don't quite understand that one, opponent. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, sure, we're burnt. But now we have Togekiss on the field. and we're up 4-1, and their P2's at neutral special attack, right? Yeah. So, like, we'll just click follow me, and we'll just click Sacred Sword a bunch until this thing goes down. Opponent concurs that this game is over. I am doing the confusion. I think is the simplest way to put it. Opponent was definitely in that game until they Dynamax P2, I felt like. But I think that is going to be it with our time with this team. Cannot stress to you all how much fun it has been to play with Obstagoon. Definitely pick up this team. Enji, thank you so much for sending this in, dude. Congrats on top cutting the tournament you did with this and making your $50. And that's going to be it this week, everyone. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next week with some more Littleroot laddering. Have a good one. Peace.